Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon again, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do the usual disclaimers, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, you know the drill. Read the article, share it on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever does see through of their threat. Trigger warning 1, where we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys. You're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please go ahead and utilize the headphones. Trigger warning 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they're watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised. So, where we left off, folks, particularly in the case of certain aggressive non self injurious behavior, this change in behavior is not necessarily an improvement for the patient. Replacing aggressive behaviors such as curses, threats, or striking out against others with a lack of all responsiveness is not necessarily an improvement in the patient's well being. Thank you! You cannot call it a success when the reason why the self injurious behaviors have gone the way of the dodo is because the individual that you put on the device is so goddamn traumatized afterwards that they have literally gone into a non-responsive state. Okay? This is not an improvement. But these folks are sadistic as hell. Okay? Unresponsiveness is not success. Success is being able to work to get things down to a minimal level so that you're able to function in society. Okay? That's what success looks like. Being able to live on your own and still do all the things you need to do to take care of you and yours. Okay? That's all it is. To navigate this neurotypical world not built for us the best that we can without going completely insane. That's a success. All right? Non responsiveness is non responsiveness. It is not an improvement, nor is it, for lack of a better way of thinking, because I'm dead tired, nor is it necessarily a downgrade either. It is a stress response to trauma. Okay? If a person is having a stress response to trauma, you cannot sit there and clap your hands and clap yourselves on the back as a job well done, because it's a literal full stop. There's no improvement of anything. It is complete non action. Okay? Their life doesn't get better, it doesn't get worse. All right? Non responsiveness is not progress. It is pretty much the exact opposite of progress. To be able to progress, you've got to be present. You cannot be present when you are in an unresponsive state. To state that that is actually progress and an improvement on behavior makes me want to find the fucker who said this. Okay? Really does. I'm not going to do it, YouTube. I'm not going to do it. But I'm not going to act like the thought isn't there, because what the hell? Let's go ahead and continue, shall we? Indeed, a panel made clear that generalized behavior suppression is a risk and occurs when experiencing a great deal of punishment. Some people just stop behaving in general. They literally stop everything, Karen. It's not just behaving. They're not misbehaving, nor are they behaving. They're not emoting, period. Okay? But let's continue. This is also concerning because of the less invasive behavioral techniques, such as those that are within the state of the art, would not provoke responses such as a pseudoatonic state. I beg to differ when it comes to ABA, but we'll get to that point another time. FDA is not persuaded that more acceptable behavior from an outsider's perspective equates to improved well-being for the patient. It doesn't at all. And I would argue a good majority of what we know now in the medical model that most of us have been ushered into since we were kids. Yeah. Masking 24/7. That's not an improvement either. Accepting yourself for who you are, working within the confines of one's diagnosis, essentially giving us the tools to be able to not just survive in the neurotypical world, but thrive. That comes with person-centered planning. It doesn't come from the ABA-generated self-hate they try to drill into us from day one so that they can try to control us and manipulating into getting us to do what they want. All right? It is very obvious if you go through some traumatic shit, you are at a higher risk automatically of what we call shutdown in this community. That's not rocket science, that's just a fact. Also, it is not improvement if you abuse someone to the point of full unresponsiveness. But they're not self-harming, so that's good, right? No, Karen. No, it's not. And if you can't see that, I don't know if I can help any of you all. Okay? Unresponsiveness is literally unresponsiveness. It's not a progress. It's a literal full shutdown. It's us paying a psychological toll for being born the way we are. Being abused because of who we are. Being tortured because of who we are. It is a stress response. It is common among many who have PTSD. And to call that an improvement, if that doesn't cue you in on who these people actually are, I don't know what will. We'll close out on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please, if you could, don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Smelling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.